Fiesta is organized as a part of the National Science Day celebration, a day to remind the valuable contribution made by Sir C.V. Raman. And to grace this function, we are kind fortunate to have with us Professor Sunil Kumar Singh, Director of CSIR National Institute of Oceanography as the chief guest of the function. Then Shri Satish Nayak, President of Association of Friends of Astronomy as the guest of honor. And Shri Vilas Chaudhary, Project Coordinator of Goa Science Center. I now request the Project Coordinator of Goa Science Center, Shri Vilas Chaudhary, to escort the dignitaries on the dais. Again, I will request the audience to welcome the guests with a huge round of applause. Thank you, sir, for doing the honor. And it says that with the colorful and beautiful blossoms, flowers express a joy and peace. It is a symbol of purity and in turn a respect. With this feeling in our heart, let's do the floral welcome. And to do so, I request one of the students named Shreya Gaukar from Government High School SAR to please come forward and give the bouquet to the chief guest of the today's function, Professor Sunil Kumar Singh. Thank you, Shreya. I also request one of the students named Sinu Bahera from Sharda English High School to welcome the guest of honor, Shri Satish Nayak. Thank you, Sinu. I now request Durva Sunil Fokar from Mushtipan High School to welcome the project coordinator of Goa Science Center, Shri Vilas Chaudhary. Once again, thank you, Durva. And now I request our project coordinator, Shri Vilas Chaudhary, to give welcome address.
Dignitaries on dais, Professor Sunil Kumar Singh, Director CSIR National Institute of Oceanography, Shri Satish Nayak, President Association of Friends of Astronomy, Mr. Jena from NPCIL, Shri Srinivasan Sir from NRSC Hyderabad, dear students, teachers, and members of this Goa Science Center. It's a great privilege for me to welcome you all to this Science Fiesta. The very first visit I paid to NIO during my last 6 months, because I joined this Goa Science Center 6 months back only. So I first met in the director community, that was Professor Sunil Kumar Singh, and it was really a privilege for me to welcome you, sir, on this occasion. Being an astronomy lover, I came across the activities of Friends of Astronomy, and I got my, as the name suggests, Friends of Astronomy. I got my first friend in this field of astronomy is Mr. Satish Nayak. So welcome you, sir, on this occasion. And both of them happens to be the local the members of local advisory committee of Goa Science Center. In that manner, Professor Sunil Kumar is also the chairman of local advisory committee of the Goa Science Center. So on behalf of Goa Science Center and Department of Science and Technology, Government of Goa, I welcome all the guests and dignitaries, students, teachers, and the members of Goa Science Center. As Madam told that the Science Fiesta is being organized as a part of National Science Day. Everybody knows that Science Day, why we celebrate this Science Day, to remember the great achievement by Indian scientist, Sir C.V. Raman. It was not his birthday, that is 20th February is being celebrated as National Science Day, but it was the day in 1928, 20th February, that Sir C.V. Raman discovered that great experiment, that is Raman effect, on 28th February 1928, and that is how this came into being National Science Day since 1988, the birth anniversary of Sir C.V. Raman. So since 1988 we are celebrating this National Science Day, and to honor Sir C.V. Raman, we at Goa Science Center celebrate this as a Science Fiesta, a full day 4 days program, which has got various Meet the Scientist program. There are 6 scientists who are coming to meet the students during Meet the Scientist program. There may be the scientists from NPCIL, NIO, this Ayurvedic Goan Ayurvedic College and Research Center, Aranya Environmental and Educational Research Center, NRSC, ISRO Hyderabad. There are lot many workshops during these 4 days. Astrobiology workshop, Foldscope workshop, vermicomposting workshop, water rocket workshop, and there are also fantastic demonstrations on the topics like robotics, fiber optics, vacuum and air pressure, liquid nitrogen demonstration, fingerprinting and forensic science, fire safety demonstration, and also the dry ice demonstration. There are some seminars on astronomy, because astronomy lovers are there in Goa. This is the first I have heard that Goa state has imposed the curriculum, astronomy subject as a curriculum in their syllabus. So it is very nice that this Friends of Astronomy, they are supporting us to organize seminars and competition, Earth Hour, Wildlife WWF quiz, paper craft, nuclear quiz, and face painting competition. There are lot many events during this 4 days exhibition. And exhibition, this Fiesta, it is being contributed not only by Raman Science Center, but there are 16 other organizations who are participating. I must welcome all the dignitaries, all the scientists, all these staff, stall manurers from all these institutions like CSIR, National Institute of Oceanography, Nuclear Power Corporation of India Limited, Mumbai, National Remote Sensing Center, ISRO, Hyderabad, Directorate of Health Services, Goa, Goa State Forensic Science Laboratory, Directorate of Fisheries, Goa Energy Development Agency, Goa Forest Department, Krishi Bhavan Directorate of Agriculture, Gomantak Ayurvedic Mahavidyalaya and Research Center, Association of Friends of Astronomy, Goa, Worldwide Fund for Nature, Goa, Aranya Environment Research Organization, and there are some books which will be available, science books which will be available at the stalls of Broadway bookstall, and some toys, science toys. Fiesta should have this kind of things. So science toys are also available for the students by Kutual. So I welcome all the participating institutions with their scientists and the officials of all the institutions. This Fiesta is nothing but an exposition by this research organization, because we utilize the money of taxpayers. So what this research organization do in their lab, it should be propagated through the society. That is why the tagline of the Science Fiesta, an interface of science and society. So we have a mandate, all the research organization has got the mandate to give information about the uh, ongoing projects, whatever research going on in their lab, it should go to the students, community and the society also. And I will also urge the students and teachers community to take benefit of these activities, because their scientists will be available on the stalls also, and whosoever they are uh, wanting to opt as a science as a career, they can also interact with the scientists, how to go into ISRO, how to go into NPCIL, how to go into NIO. So this kind of information also students will be getting other than their research organization, because it is also very important how one, because everybody wants to go to ISRO, everybody wants to go to the field like astronomy, and this coastal belt, because of this coastal belt everybody wants to go to join NIO also. So this type of information, how one should enter into such organization, that also you can interact with this scientist. Once again, I urge the students and teachers and all the people of Goa state to utilize this opportunity to interact with the scientists and the officials of these research organizations. And once again, I welcome you all on the occasion of this Science Fiesta. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for giving the welcome address. And as the sir said, the Science Fiesta is presented by the leading and renowned research institutions and NGOs from all over India. And this is a unique opportunity for the students, teachers, and general public to know the what is going on in the institution, and also there is a chance to interact with the scientists. And with this, now I will request the dignitaries to formally inaugurate this Science Fiesta by lighting the traditional lamp. With this, let's give a tribute to the Mother Saraswati, goddess of knowledge. I request Jana sir, please come. Light is considered as a symbol of prosperity and peace. Light brings the brightness and removes the darkness, and that is the reason we start any event by lighting the lamp. Thank you, dignitaries, for doing the honor. And with this, we declare that these 4 days of Science Festival, a grand festival of science, is open for the public. Yeah, the students, you can please occupy these front chairs. Yeah, here there are seats. Please occupy these front seats. The teacher is also requested to please come in front and take a seat. Yeah, come. All 4 of you can come over here. Yeah, there are seats, ma'am. And now I request the guest of honor, Shri Satish Naik, to address the gathering.
Very warm good morning. Good morning. Can I hear some noise? Yes. So some energy is required because next 3 days, 4 days we are going to have a festival of energy here. A lot of energy is required from morning till evening. There will be a lot of beautiful activities, and we need you here to be very energetic and participate in everything. Okay. So anyway, respected chief guest for today's August function, Professor Sunil Kumar Singh ji, representative of one of the most illustrious and prestigious organization of India, NIO, Vilas Chaudhary ji, the program coordinator of Goa Science Center, all the friendly staff, I can say, my Goa Science Center family, dear teachers, and my very dear students. Today onwards, for the next 4 days, we are going to have a festival here, a festival of science. So the main thing about this is that you will be coming across, for the young students especially, you will be coming across a lot of scientists, a lot of people who are in very high positions in society and who are doing a tremendous work and contribution to the field of science. When I was a student and sitting on that side, I used to be in total awe of these people. Like there was something that, a niche that we could never reach. But it is not like that. Today, I feel that it's only perseverance and hard work that can get you anywhere in life. So the most important thing is that science, people get scared, I don't know still why, people get scared of science. But science is not something in the textbooks or something in scientific organization. It is something in which your mother also prepares the food in the kitchen. That I think is the biggest science, and because without that science we will not survive. I would not be able to come here without my breakfast. That is the most important thing. Everything, every particle of life, whatever we do, it is science. So in that point of view, you are supposed to see it. That is why we have a science center which brings out the smallest things in life. Even like there was an exhibition sometime back, long back, about ants, how they contribute to this world, and because of them, how we are. Like you must be already knowing, because of 5G and all, the bees, the butterflies are disappearing. So don't be surprised that in maybe down 50 years there might be no mangoes to eat because there will be no pollination happening. So these things are what science explains to us, warns us, and makes us aware of the days to come, so that we can properly take stock of the situation and go in the right direction. So I will directly come to my field because I would be in a better position to talk about my field, astronomy. Astronomy was not invented by scientists. When our ancient prehistoric cavemen who were just developing, who didn't even have clothes on their body, when they looked up at the sky and saw the stars and tried to make sense out of what was going on, how I wonder what you are. That is the birth of science. From there science started. There's a record that it started from there. Everywhere the cave paintings in all the parts of the world tell you that the ancient prehistoric cavemen were astronomers. They were stargazers. They tried to make sense out of this universe. And with that concept only science developed. That is why science is called mother of, astronomy is called the mother of science. It is everything that you need today, which you will take for granted. Time, calendar, agriculture, the concept of seasons, direction, traveling, everything has mostly come out of astronomy. Out of the curiosity of our ancestors to look at the sky and try to make sense of what is going on up there. So many things are there. Science, like I told you, don't be frightened of science. The planet Uranus, the first planet to be discovered by a human being, was not discovered by a scientist. It was discovered by William Herschel. He was a musician in the church. He played the organ in the church. So many things are there. The greatest Indian Ratnas, the gems, Aryabhatta, Varamira, Brahmagupta, they were all mathematicians. They were not astronomers. And if the list is long, Clyde Tombaugh, who discovered Pluto. Is Pluto still a planet? It is. It is still a planet, but it is a dwarf planet. That's all. So Pluto, the person who discovered Pluto, he was actually, do you know, he was a carpenter, and his hobby was astronomy. So it is not just by being a scientist that you can do science. Everybody and anybody can do it just by taking a little interest, affection, and little dedication and love. That is science. So whatever you do is science. If you do it with proper application and inference and observation, that is science. Nothing more than that. I would say, like the human civilization today, there's a mic, there's a podium, I am fully dressed with a projector and a LCD around me. This is all possible because our ancestors looked at the stars once upon a time and tried to make sense of this universe and created science. So this is how important it is. On the other side, I would like to congratulate Sir Chaudhary sir for his wonderful organization. First time he has come to Goa, and after coming to Goa and taking charge, the first Science Fiesta, I would officially take this opportunity to welcome sir to Goa. On behalf of all of us. Of course, he doesn't need a welcome, but I have been affiliated to Science Center from years. I have grown old, or rather I say, I have been growing younger with Science Center. Right from the day the ribbon was cut and I walked in with Vishwanath Joshi ji, the first project coordinator, to Balaji, Durga Prasad ji, we were just talking about them. Each and every person who took charge became very good friends, and we still are in contact with each other. So, and Science Center has developed like a family, like a part of me. So many people here, Shubhada, Sampada, Kabir, all of them, like just like a phone calls we get things done, and it's a very warm and very friendly and very cooperative staff here, which will help you not only just because of Science Day. Now each person here who comes in the next 4 days is an ambassador. He should go back home, then bring his family. He should tell his neighbors, and he should tell the community about the Science Center, because as sir said, this is an interface of science with the community. So make full use of the facility. We have a common way of saying, hey, आमच्या government किती करता? But here it is, केला, हांगा आसा, this is there, so use it. Like I would just end with the incident. One of my friends, acquaintances I would say, he went to Mumbai, no sorry, Bengaluru, and he went to the Vishweshwaraya Science Center. Some time back it was, he had gone for a holiday, and when he came back he said, Are Science Center is there so big and this much, that much, so many floors, and what is there in Goa? It is so small like this and nothing much. I said okay, I knew that he was saying that because I was a part of, I am affiliated to Science Center and I am part of it. So I knew he was saying it for that reason. So I said, okay, fine, you enjoyed it, no? At least you enjoyed science. Okay, then what was the best exhibit there? Like, he said, no, it was good, everything was good, all principles of science. No, exactly what exactly you liked? No, like this I liked. What you did there? No, I took a lot of selfies. The canteen was very good. Idlis are good. So this is how it is. It is not the size of the Science Center that matters, but it is the quantity and quality of your mind that matters. How much you can soak in. I would safely say, if you go around this science here, it will like you will have to study here for 1 month to understand every principle here. So make full use of it. It's not the size or something like that. Goa is a small state, and this is a big center for all of us. Okay. So anyway, in the end, like I would just because teachers are here and I'm working with teachers and I'm working with students. Pre-COVID, I observed it, and teachers also exchanged these views with me. And now post-COVID, it has become fully established. The most important pastime of most of the students is this. You know what I'm talking about, right? And each and every teacher, I don't know if they are sitting here, they tell us that the most important problem that we are facing is that lack of attention span, and this is happening because of this. We have no patience. The only thing I think the students could pick up and the teachers could give to their students, the best gift that to give to their students and make them set for life is, I think, one mantra which I experienced in my life and which helped me to grow is reading. So most important thing in life, if you have to grow as a human being, read. Each one of you. Okay, reading is now become a very rare hobby. It's almost gone. I don't see much. There are huge libraries, but not many people visiting them. So much is available online. Everything is available online. But all we see is those PUBG and things like that. This is not done. There is so much out there, and it is for all of you. Make use of every second in your life to read. This is the only time in your life. Once you go out of college, once you are settled in life, you will see how difficult life is. You think now studying for the 8th or 10th standard is difficult, you are totally gone. You're wrong, totally wrong. You are now in the easiest part of your life. This is where you should start, and if you have not already started, go on, read. Okay, reading is the most important thing which builds not a human but an entire civilization. So this is the only message I have for you on Science Day. So thank you all for being here, and keep participating in every program, not only at the Science Fiesta, but throughout the year, whatever is conducted here with great dedication and affection. So Jai Hind, Jai Vigyan.
Thank you, sir, for addressing the gathering and also being very supportive in all the programs organized by the center. And definitely, these 4 days of the Science Fiesta is the outlook of science education, which emphasizes the opportunity to all, and that is the reason it is called as interface of science and society. And with this, now I request the chief guest of the function, Professor Sunil Kumar Singh, Director of CSIR National Institute of Oceanography, to give inaugural address.
Good morning, everybody. Respected Sri Satish Nayak ji, President Association of Friends of Astronomy Goa. Sri V.D. Chaudhary ji, Project Coordinator, Goa Science Center. Dignitaries sitting off the dais, my dear students. It gives me really a great pleasure to be here amongst you. I am associated with this center, I think since last 5.5 years. Unfortunately, I think 2.5 years we lost because of pandemic, so we could not interact. But luckily, we are here to again interact with you all. And this type of celebration, the Science Fiesta, I think very much required when you are talking about science and society. Because you know, most of the science which you are doing, I think it is confined to the four walls of the laboratories or institutions. It is very difficult to bring those discoveries what is being made to the people. So I think this type of fiesta, I think very much required to let the people know, let the public know, let the citizen of the country know what type of science is being done. So when you are talking about science and society, I think both of them are very much intertwined. They are very much interconnected. And I think it is very crucial to understand the relationship between them. Because if you want to make the country prosperous, if you want to make everything self-reliant or Atmanirbhar, I think it is very much required that every citizen should know what type of science is being done. Of course, science is very much required because any development you need science is very much required. So, first question is what is science? How it is related to society? And how society is helping to do the science? So, science, you know, it's nothing but to just understand the natural processes through systematic study, through different observation and experiment. And what is society? It's a collective individual which with similar affinity, similar culture, similar faith, similar belief. How they are interacting each other. So if you talk about or think about the science, I think we have to look through the technology. So when you are growing with science, the technology is outcome and technology is helping society to grow. You can talk about different technologies since beginning actually. See, when fire was invented, that is also a big science because people are means just for example they were eating raw meat, raw food. So stomach was doing a lot of the biological system was doing a lot of work. When fire was invented, the whatever work was being done by your stomach, it was done outside. Cooking of food and all was done outside, so you were able to do, you were able to take more energy, more carbohydrate and all those things for the food and all, and so you are able to do more work. Similarly, when people started to talk each other, you see people when they were not able to communicate, they were able to just think themselves. As soon as they started communicating with each other, on each problem, so many people are working. So you can imagine what will happen. Just like today, after the discovery of computer, everything started doing computer, so many networking of computers. Similarly, thing happened when people started to communicate with each other, the language when they learned. So I think this all the type of thing, when things were getting discovered, it was directly impacting the society. Like you see the discovery of electricity and subsequent discovery of computer and television had changed entirely the ecosystem of the work, or the type of work we are doing, the way we are doing in the society. So it has completely metamorphosed the society. So you can see how science is changing the society. Similarly, when we are talking about society impacting the science, because you see, it is not one way traffic. Society also influence the science. The type of science will be done. I think it is decided by the thought of the people, or even they call it, say, citizen science, or citizen can propose what type of science has to be done, or also it influence the thinking of the citizen, the influence the funding of the science. For example, people are not able to believe in the beginning the climate change is real or not. But now, because of a lot of discussion among the citizens, people started talking about that. Society started talking about that, and because of that, huge amount of funding is being done to do the climate change science. So how you can see how the science and society is increasing, interacting. When scientists are doing research, they communicate, or means I'm talking about the how to communicate with the society. So generally they publish their result in a big journal and all, and it will be discussed among the scientists and all, but it will never come to the society. I think it is very much required that those whatever development in science is happening, whatever discovery is happening, it should directly go to the public. So the scientists are responsible to make it to the public. Particularly like when you are talking discovery in health science or agricultural science, which is directly related to the public. I think those things has to be going to the society directly, and I think there that is this type of fiesta becomes very, very important, because this is the place where, or this is the time where when scientists can directly interact with the society and let them know and what type of development is taking place. Because if all the development is sitting in the four walls of the laboratory, I think it will not be useful at all. See, means different kind of things, and also again you see when people are doing science, they are not always neutral, they are not always objective. So they come with their different biases. Many means they think that whatever we are doing is correct, but that is again, I think that has to be modified. That has to be with the interaction with the society. They will be able to know what type of work they are doing is always not correct. Because science, when you are talking, it is not always it is not always beneficial. Because you have seen that when you are this electricity came, it was very good, and all the development is taking place. A lot of development is taking place because of this electricity. But because of production of electricity, you are pumping huge amount of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. I think that was not realized in the beginning, and now you see the global climate change and everything is happening, and because of the huge problem people are facing, different kind of problem you are facing. Just now, Satish ji was telling this because of this mobile. I think everything is mobile today, but because of this electromagnetic wave, how so many problems are happening. Again, I think once you interact with the society, then only you will be realizing that, and I think problems will be there. Means if you are developing something, even electricity, when come, if you touch that, people can die. But it doesn't mean that you have to stop producing electricity or doing science related to that. We have to interact with the society, understand the problem, and again, scientific means you try to solve those problems. So I think this is the means way I think science and society is intermingled and it is intertwined, and they are means they will go one means with each other, and it will develop with each other. Evolution will take place. I think that is very much required. This type of communication is very much required. Again, if you see when you are talking about this climate change and all, the requirement today is conventional, non-conventional energy, or the energy which should not produce huge amount of CO2 gases. Now the problem is when people are talking about uh, energy without carbon footprint, I think now huge amount of metal will be required. Again, when we discuss with the society, it will you will realize that what type of metal will be required, critical metals will be required, how it can be taken care. For example, the mobile which everybody is using means each year I think we are producing 1.5 billion mobile. You can imagine in the total globally, each year this much mobile is produced, and each mobile, just you can imagine how much metals are getting consumed. So you need almost 50 ton of gold, 500 kg of platinum, and 500 tons of silver, 25,000 tons of copper. This type of metal requirement is there. Now, if you, similarly, when you are talking about electric cars and all those things, you need batteries. Batteries requires nickel, cobalt, copper, and all those things. Huge amount of metals are required. Where that metal will come now? Some of the metals like cobalt and all we don't have on the ground. For example, you see when you are talking about non-conventional energy, wind energy and all those things, each wind energy, this motor requires one magnet which is almost 300 kg of neodymium, rare earth elements. All these metals, from here it will come. See, even like till now we are depending too much on the petroleum, and petroleum you are importing all the time. So you can imagine how much money we are sending as a foreign currency. Now, if you are not ready for these metals for the future, like again electric car will come, again huge amount of metal will be required. If country like India is not ready to have this type of metal, again our dependency will be there on the China and other African countries who are producing this nickel, cobalt, copper, lithium and all those things. Now, means we cannot afford to do that. We cannot afford to give huge amount of money to the foreign country. So I think there, nearby we have our ocean where huge amount of metals are there. Even our institute has surveyed almost a small area, 3 lakh square kilometer, and 75,000 square kilometer has been given to India to doing this metal extraction. In that area, almost 100 million metric ton of this manganese, nickel, cobalt, copper, nickel is there. So I think this type of resources are available. I think this is the time when I think you see only the scientists cannot do the work. I think it has to be coming from the citizen science also. Citizen participation will be very much required. Similarly, when you are talking about this non-conventional energy, ocean is full of energy in form of like tide energy, wave energy, and different kind of energy are there. Almost 100,000 kilowatt hour energy is stored in the ocean in different form. I think there is a huge requirement. We have planned to put a floating platform in our water, means country's water, where you can have a lot of this wind, solar panel, wind panels, and also the tide and all those things, which energy can be extracted and it can be utilized. So again, I think here science and society have to discuss together how it can be utilized. So I think this is, in conclusion, I will say that this type of interaction has to be much more and more. Not only we should wait for this National Science Day. I think that every day this type of interaction is very much required, so that science can be utilized for the benefit of the human being or our citizen. And similarly, citizen science is also very much required. Societal cooperation is very much required to move forward and make the country self-reliant. Thank you very much. Jai.
Thank you very much, sir, for your encouraging words. And finally, as an appreciation to our dignitaries for taking the time and valuable input, I request the project coordinator of Goa Science Center to give the memento to the chief guest of today's function, Professor Sunil Kumar Singh, as a mark of the love and respect. I also request her to offer the memento to the guest of honor, Shri
The
Satish
illumination
Naik.
is made by our own carpenter, our
Yes.
own technician. This illumination. I hope it will like.
Thank you very much, sir, for doing the honor. And feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like presenting a gift and not wrapping it. So, with this, I request to Mrs. Sampada to propose the vote of thanks and wrap this formal inaugural function of the Science Fiesta.
On behalf of Goa Science Center, it's my privilege to propose the vote of thanks. Firstly, my thanks goes to the chief guest of today's function, Professor Sunil